Hey guys, welcome back to the Snappering Chronicles. Today we're coming back at you with another Ratchet video. This is a Ratchet, kind of maybe not a complete Ratchet set, but here we have a Ratchet set of a 3/8 and a 1/2 inch, and these happen to come labeled as Napa USA. But before we jump into it, if you can do me a big favor and hit the like button and also subscribe to this channel if you find any of these videos at all helpful or maybe even entertaining. Okay, this is a set of two Napa ratchets, and they're Napa USA's, and the model number on this one is NS66, and there's a little symbol here, looks like an N or something with a little extra something there, I'm not sure what. And here is the Napa NB46, and this one also has kind of the same symbol, looks like an N with a little extra cut out there. Okay, these are Napa ratchets that were made for Napa by Danaher. Early Danaher took over for Eastco. They bought out Eastco, I think, in the early 90s, and they went on to make ratchets for, I guess, everybody else who was getting ratchets from Eastco. And they have this design. I think this is an Eastco design that they took over and they were just about to launch, and then Danaher just ran with it. It's, you know, this design. It's the same as this Craftsman design, the 44808, and this is the little bit longer one. I think there's a 44811, which is the shorter version of the same ratchet, basically the same ratchets, but the same mechanisms as these. The only difference here, I think, is the switch shape. These switches were metal, and this one started as metal and then later on turned into plastic as the line continued. But you can see the different shape of the switches here, but basically the same design, made by the same company. Danaher made ratchets for Craftsman, and there's also here's a Cobalt USA, same thing. Actually, this switch looks identical to this ratchet, and the ratchets look pretty identical except for the handle. This one has like 5 rings, and this one just has like a indent there. But basically the same ratchets, same mechanisms on these ratchets. Another letter here, and that's an M with another little extra piece there on top. I'm not sure why they had these letters that were kind of with these little extra lines on them. Like this one had the N with the little extra line on it. Not sure what that was for, but it's there. But basically these are the same family that these came from, and Napa was making Eastco was making also Napa ratchets for Napa. They had the older design, the older Craftsman style design, where it had the two rings, the two compression rings, and it didn't have this snap ring. It had like a compression ring on this side to take out, or was it on this side? No, it was on the switch side. They had the little compression ring there to take out the pole and switch from the front. So those were also East Coast made ratchets for Napa, and I guess it just progressed when Danaher took over. They just started making ratchets for Napa also. And to take a look inside here, has the little plate that's really thin, and here's the gear, and I think these gears will go into those ratchets also. I think these were 32 or 36 teeth. I'm not 100% sure, but it looks something like that. And here's the paw and switch, the batwing paw switch. People complain about these. They say they're not as good as the older style quick release ratchets. I don't know. I can see what they're saying, because sometimes these switches kind of, I don't know, they feel funky, like they don't switch correctly. I don't know, it's kind of a feel to them that's not right, and they kind of on some of them, I wouldn't say all of them, but I have noticed on quite a few that the switching is kind of off a little bit. I don't know if that makes any sense, but you can just feel it, like it doesn't really switch all the way correctly. Let's see if this one's not bad. Okay, yeah, that one doesn't feel that bad. Let's take a look inside the bigger one, and we can I guess take this one apart. Okay, that ring went flying, and here it is. It's not the ring's fault, it's the fault of the channel locks. I used a smaller one, and I should have used a bigger one. See, the holes are pretty big there for this size, so I just grabbed whatever snap ring pliers I had handy. I should have grabbed something bigger, but that's the ring, and there's nothing much to see there. Regular snap ring. And here is the plate also super thin. Here's the gear, quick release on these, say 30 something teeth, below 40, maybe, yeah, maybe something like 36. But that's the gear. And here is, be careful when you take this out, there's the ball and spring underneath, and it might want to pop out. And here is the paw. On these, on the opposite side, it has the triangle or rectangular kind of cutout with a little triangle in the middle for the switch. And here is the switch. This one is made of metal. And here's the ball that goes underneath. And this engages, has like a double engagement, I guess. The pin is triangular and the top of the pin is rectangular, so it engages like that. And you can only put it in one way, with that hole facing the back of the ratchet. And those are the switches. This one has, it looks like 2 teeth per side on this paw. And in here, there's not much to see except the spring. And this is what the spring looks like. And inside the mechanism looks pretty good. Well done. Looks pretty heavy duty. The walls here are pretty thick, where the pawl rests against when it's ratcheting. So, and these walls here seem pretty thick also. And here is the groove where the snap ring lays in, and looks like a pretty decent job of broaching. Everything looks pretty clean there. Okay, they get these back together. They could be, this style of ratchet could be a little challenging because let me get this out of the way. Because to get the switch in could be a little wonky. Okay, what you gotta do is take the ball and sit it. Let me grab a little screwdriver here. You have to get the ball on the spring. No, not like that. Yeah, get that ball on the spring, and then you gotta depress. Depress the ball. And oops. No. See what I mean? This could be a little. There you go. And that didn't work. Oh boy. Okay. All right. Now you got the pawl in there, and I'm holding it down just so the ball won't escape. And now you put your pin into the pawl, but you have to get that second lip. That second lip there, you see it? That lip right there. You gotta get that second lip inside that hole. And what I usually do is I try to get the pawl like scooted up enough to where I can slip that lip inside the hole. And it's not always not always the easiest thing to do. There we go. Oof. Yeah, it's kind of a hard design to get put together, because like I said, you gotta slip that lip in where it's not really designed to be slipped in, but somehow you gotta make it work. Like I said, I try to get the pawl forward enough to where it's still holding the ball down, but it gives me a little wiggle room still to get the switch lip in. And you just take your gear and drop that in. This is what it looks like when it's ratcheting. See if you can see there. Yeah, that's what it looks like. And you drop your plate on, and now if I can get this ring stable, we can drop it in. Okay. So there we go. That's the Napa NS66 and the NB46 series of ratchets, which are related to this series of ratchets, which are very popular, and you find these everywhere. So maybe if you're looking for kits for these, you might find them under maybe Cobalt. If you look on eBay, I think I've seen some of these kits sold under Cobalt repair kits for ratchets, and I think they're pretty cheap because they're Cobalt. I think if you go with Craftsman, you might have to pay a little bit of a premium, but I think the Cobalt ones are cheaper. This was a while ago. I looked and I saw that, but I'm not sure if they're still available. But I did notice Cobalt had kits that were a bit cheaper than what you would pay from Craftsman if you were to order a Craftsman. Okay guys, until next time.